My 29 male, former friends with benefits, 25 female, claims to be pregnant. Feel sick, don't know what to believe. So, a long story ahead. I met a girl 2 years ago while in Spain. I'm British, she's Russian. We started hooking up. It seemed like something short-term, since we were both in Spain for just a few weeks. Anyway, we ended up both living in Spain, albeit in different cities. We met up from time to time, maybe a few times a year over the last 2 years. On one occasion a year or so ago, she told me that she loved me, then when I didn't reciprocate, she acted like she hadn't really meant it. Perhaps it was selfish of me to continue seeing her casually after that, but I did on a few more occasions. There were a few more signs that she had stronger feelings for me than I did for her, but she always subsequently acted like she was okay with our situation. Anyway, we last saw each other in mid-June. At the time she told me she was passing through with friends, though she subsequently told me that was a lie and she came to my city just to see me. I've since relocated to the UK, her to Russia. We've communicated a little in this time, including getting busy over Skype on a handful of occasions. Earlier this week, she texted me that she had something important to tell me and needed to talk. We had a video call where she told me she'd been pregnant, but had an abortion. I felt a bit empty, but my gut instinct was that it was the right decision. I told her I needed some time to process it. The next day, we spoke again. This time she was very judgmental about me being okay with the abortion. I can't believe you would agree with me killing our child, I feel so horrible about it, etc. I politely, but firmly, stated that I continued to feel she had made the right decision and left it there. Finally, tonight she tells me that she didn't have any abortion and that she's 3 months pregnant with my child. Telling me about a non-existent abortion was like a test to see how I'd react. I've spoken to her enough about doctors and scans to believe that this time she is telling the truth, although of course I'll want some kind of confirmation that it's real and is mine. She says she's sure about that part. I don't really know what to do now. My dad was never there for me, despite living only a few miles away, and I know I could never do that to my child under any circumstances. But beyond that, how do I get to know a child that lives in another country? How do I change my life to step up and be the person I need to be? I care for the girl, but I can't say that I love her. The thought of moving to Russia, I've never even visited, seems overwhelming, and my instinct is that I can't imagine doing it. But is not considering it a terrible thing? I feel like I don't know anything. Please send some advice. Update. At the time, lots of you saw many red flags that I didn't, and you were pretty sure she wasn't actually pregnant. You were right, she wasn't. After telling her I'd only continue talking to her when there was a paternity test, she initially agreed. She then made up more stories about hospital visits, problems with the pregnancy, and got angry that I wasn't being supportive. I held my ground and told her I wouldn't communicate further until the paternity test was done. About a week later, she finally admitted it had all been a lie to get my attention. I sent her a message asking her to get help and never contact me again. Blocked her everywhere. That was over a year ago, and I've had occasional messages from other numbers since then, either asking for forgiveness or getting angry with me for not offering forgiveness. I generally ignored them, though she did get in my head once by sending a message that she was so worried she'd damaged me, and I replied telling her that I'd moved on and forgave her. About 2 months ago, she texted saying she was visiting the city I live in and wanted to meet up for a chat. I ignored it and blocked the number. Didn't think much of it. Then, 1 month ago, while I was on holiday, the receptionist at my work sent me a text. Someone had enrolled in a course in the where I teach who was asking about me. 27-year-old Russian. Holy shit, it was her. I had to tell my manager the story, and she agreed to me taking some extra holiday and working remotely to avoid any unpleasant situation. I received a few texts from her, telling me she had enrolled in that school by coincidence, no chance, and finally wanted to congratulate me on avoiding my idea of hell. Her course finished last week, and I found out from some social media stalking that she's now in another city. I hope, that's the end of the story. Thanks for the help, Reddit. TLDR, my ex wasn't pregnant. 1 year later, she traveled to my city and enrolled in a course to try to see me. I managed to avoid her, and it seems like it's finally over.